Hey, we're here to talk a little bit about some wonderful therapy, RevitaVet Therapy Systems. Tom is with me. Tom is the owner of RevitaVet Therapy Systems. So, Tom, tell us, before we go to the horses and things, tell us a little bit about exactly what the RevitaVet system does and what it helps with horses.
Okay, it's an infrared therapy device. It's also known as phototherapy or light therapy. They all mean the same. The lights are able to speed up the healing process by better than 50%, reduce inflammation, reduce pain, stimulate acupuncture points, and heal open wounds and without any infection. So the lights actually kill bacteria. What's happened is we're able to pulsate the lights. The lights are made up of two different, or the pads are two different light-emitting diodes. Red ones are 640 nanometers, get absorbed about a quarter of an inch, while the infrared get absorbed, they're 880 nanometers and get absorbed about just under 2 inches. By pulsating the lights, we are able to basically customize the therapy. The pulsations consists of Auger frequencies, which are pulsations measured in hertz. We start off at 73 hertz, and it always multiplies by 2 and goes up all the way to 4,600 some odd hertz, which would be frequency, but we call number 7. Just because it's the highest number, it doesn't mean higher is better. We're running at 50% duty cycle, which means it's only on half the time. There is no intensity involved here because you simply don't need heat for healing. By changing the pulsations or the frequencies, cells respond differently to all these different frequencies. Like, for instance, frequency number 2 will give you a lot of circulation. It can also help with reduced scar tissue, while frequency number 5 or 1052 hertz will work mostly on the bone, or cells that deal with the bone and the ligament will respond to those frequencies. Frequency number 7, for instance, which is the highest in our scale, will give you a lot of pain relief, but it's also being used for other variety of other ailments or combinations. By combining the different pulsations, you can really customize your therapy. For instance, when you do something with a torn suspensory, you would want to. The protocol usually takes, depending on the severity of the injury. One that we have done took about 3 months. We used it on daily basis for the first 3 weeks, and week number 4 was every other day. Week number 5 was skipped, and 6 to 12 was every other day, and the result was just phenomenal. The horse kept on, was competing at a very high level again, and by seeing an ultrasound, you could see how the fibers and everything line up.
So what you're saying is that you can take this product, you can take the RevitaVet Light Therapy System, you can go in and help by absorbing the light. You actually increase blood circulation, increase healing, so you can speed up dramatically the healing process of a wound, or you can go to problem spots from muscle pulls or tears and promote healing much, much quicker and keep horses tuned up for eventing.
That exactly is correct. One of the main things we use the system for is for preventive maintenance. If you use it on a hocks and a knees and on a croup for 10 minutes apiece on a number 2 setting, which will give you the circulation, it's going to give your horse, actually it's like a 5-hour energy drink. It gives the horse fresh legs, especially if you do this before of an event, say an hour before. It's almost like a legal enhancer. But it all happens naturally. The lights actually they're able to release nitric oxide from the body, which acts as a vasodilator, which will basically sends a message to the brain, and where you place the pads, which is going to be a local therapy. So where you place the pads, that's the only place the therapy happens. It also releases a variety of bodily functions for the body to heal itself, but it's all going to happen right on a local area where you place the pads. And typically we have a splitter so we can do all 3 areas at one time. You can't really overdose on this, and there's no side effects. If you were to apply the system on a fresh injury, you can do it twice a day, but give it about 5 or 6 or 7 hours in between. Since the body only has so many resources for healing at one time, there's really no point of doing it for 2 hours in the same spot over and over. It's just basically a waste of time. The circulation is already going on, and the healing process has started, so there's no point repeating it while it's already going.
And because of the way the system works, you're really just enhancing all those healing powers of the body and bringing them up to a much more rapid pace than they would have on their own without anything to enhance it.
Yeah, actually the body is designed to heal itself. What these lights are able to do is assist the body in doing just that.
So it works very well. Now, Tom, we're going to go over here. We've got a wonderful top competitor who uses the product now to talk to, and we're going to show how this goes on a horse. So just remember, it is RevitaVet, and it is the Light Therapy Systems. Tom, thank you.
And it's made in the U.S.
Made in the USA, remember that. All right, let's go over and meet our people and meet that horse.
Okay, let's do it.
Hi, my name is Barb Crabo, and I am here in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm a 3-day event rider. I ride at the 4-star level, and I have become a huge fan of the RevitaVet system. I originally discovered it several years ago when I was at an event and my horse suffered a sudden stone bruise, and Tom came and found me and offered to try doing some therapy on my horse, and he recovered well enough to continue the event and was sound, never had a problem with it again. Since then I've become an avid believer in the RevitaVet system. I've used it to help with the healing of soft tissue injuries like a suspensory ligament and a superficial flexor ligament that it really helped with. I use it when my horses get a little sore from a minor trauma. I also use it for horses that get sore backs when they're working really hard. I put it on their back. Oh no. And it helps a lot with that. So I strongly recommend the use of RevitaVet for a variety of minor or slightly more major ailments. And let's take a look at how it works. They thought maybe it was going to have to get a hernian abscess. They x-rayed his foot just to make sure. And it turns out he has a full fracture.
Okay, this is a RevitaVet infrared therapy system. What we do with it mostly is use it as a preventive maintenance and then rehab if need be. The preventive maintenance part, basically if you take care of your horse, you maintain the hocks and the knees and the croup area, you'll get less injuries, a better performing horse, and just a happy horse. Happy horses perform better, do they not? These lights, the red lights are get absorbed about 1/4 of an inch, while the infrared go in roughly 2 inches. What these lights actually do, they speed up the healing process by better than 50%, reduce inflammation, reduces pain, stimulate acupuncture points. On open wounds, it also kills bacteria so you never have an infection, and it also promotes collagen production. Collagen is good pretty much for horses' joints, and I can tell you a lot of people use it on their faces. There's all sorts of, just about anything that happens to a horse, you can deal with this on at an event, like an eventing venue. This can become a first aid kit. You can, a lot of times we have transition from cross country to getting people across for the jog. This system was able to do that quite a few times, for otherwise the horse would probably be scratched out. And anyway, they'll go on to perform normally afterwards. If it's a very bad injury, obviously this is not going to work. It's going to take a vet and then some to do some work with it. But as far as regular events, minor injuries, right on the spot, this can be a very helpful device. Okay, we're going to do a demonstration on a preventive maintenance, or typical preventive maintenance on a horse. How to apply the pads and how it becomes a hands-free operation. So I'm going to place the pads on the controller. Like so. We're just going to let it hang there, and then we're going to put a couple of pads attached to it. As we're going to strap the small pads to the hocks. Got a little injury here.
Yeah,
And the other pad will go on the other side. Trying to keep, the idea is to keep the cords off the ground so the horse won't step on it. Now while you're doing the back or the hocks, you can also do the croup at the same time. And the reason for that is there's muscle groups on a croup that's also attached to the hock. So that way you can do it all three pads at the same time. A splitter allows you to do that. You select the frequency, and we put our number 2 setting to give it a lot of circulation. And typically after 10 minutes you can take it off. So when you do this, the horses really like the therapy. You can see some of the lights are on. The infrared are also on, you just can't see them with the naked eye. They can penetrate almost 2 inches, while the red ones go in about 1/4 of an inch. You can apply these pads just about anywhere on the horse where injuries happen to be. With the Velcro straps that's available, they'll stand put just about anywhere you want. And again, the horses do like the therapy. Most of them enjoy it. In fact, I haven't seen one that hasn't. The second phase, after the hocks are done, you want to put them on the knees, right about here. Same thing with the other one. You really don't need the back pad, but if you want to give him some extra happiness, you can leave it on him. This also should go, typical treatment would be a 10-minute therapy, and the machine normally shuts off by itself, but 10 minutes ought to do it. The machine shuts off in 15 minutes. We usually 10 minutes is enough time. You can't overdose, so there's no side effects. It's not going to hurt anything anyway. I recommend not to leave the horse by themselves when you do this, although it's a hands-free operation, because things happen, like flies come around and things happen to horses.